Hello everyone, odedex here, welcome to episode 90 of S02E90 Let's Play. Episode 90, that's a nice number. Alright, so, I'm still here. This episode I'm gonna finish it, and by the end of the episode, I promise you guys, there is gonna be a running, self-sustaining, completely working, fully operational HV solar array factory with automatic HV solar placement, which keeps feeding itself, which is gonna be awesome. Alright, so off screen, as you can see, I've cleaned it up. I pretty much kind of removed any unnecessary frame except for this one, because I like it here. And I realized that for testing purposes, I'm going to need to have a section going backwards or forwards. Doesn't matter, no matter how you look at it. So I'm going to temporarily build one. I'm going to need, again, as I've said, a frame unit going backwards, because I wouldn't be able to test it otherwise, and I'm kind of going to be relying on my building skills to be perfect, which I really rather not to. I'm feeling they're not as good as they seem to be, so I think it will be a good idea to actually build that unit, even though it's gonna be kind of useless once the project is completed. There will be no use whatsoever for going backwards or forwards, depends on where you're looking at it from. So I'm gonna build it mirrored perfectly to this. It will be easier to build. So one motor will be here, one here. This goes towards this direction. Alright, so that means that this will be to be looking this way. This needs to look down with the blob facing there. This needs to be red, and oh wait, whoops, they need to be the other way around. This needs to be facing down and facing there, and this needs to be facing up. Oh, that's fine. Like this, facing there. I need to replace this with a cover and non-invert cell. Quickly connect the power, and I'm going to wire it. It's going to be easy. And just one frame over here. Can actually break those. So we can place the frame, place the covers, and place the wire. There we go. And as I've connected it again in my original design, this will be the yellow wire, although it doesn't really make any difference. Actually, one tiny change, I'm going to add a pulse former here. Pulse former, if you're not familiar, is a logic gate that will take a continuous logical truth, like say turn the lever on, but it will only tick for a split second and then turn off. It's specifically designed for those kind of designs where sometimes you've seen it done in the previous episode. They go backwards and forwards and basically go make the process twice instead of once, even though I only want it to be happening once. Alright, so let's see if that goes backwards. So let's give it a quick test, and it doesn't. Why not? This is facing. If this is happening, oh, it cannot go forward because it cannot go. Yeah, okay, so we need to go backwards first. So let's do this. Okay, now you're gonna see it. When you pull the lever, the redstone signal here sticks, so it goes the process twice. This is what I meant. Alright, so now that it can go forward. Alright, so there we go. I can go forward if I want to, and the pulse former makes sure that every action happens only once. It's unnecessary with the actual logic, so it doesn't make any difference. Alright, so I pretty much can just start testing it. Temporarily gonna break this panel and remove this fiber cable. I'm gonna place this fiber cable here, and for the testing purposes, since the panel is unnecessary, I'm just gonna place it here so I can still generate some energy. And the testing process will be extremely simple. I have some wood on me, and place the wood here. Right now the counter should be resetted, so this is the 0 state. And from here, this should work. Now I'm going to change the time intervals for 5 seconds, because I don't need to be any longer for the testing purposes. 10 seconds is just there, so the counter just doesn't put too much strain on the system. Alright, so this should be officially working. I'm going to simply, as I've said, test it with wooden panels instead of solar panels, so just wood blocks, but it should do exactly the same thing. And why am I not getting any wood? Whoops, wrong block. To be placing the wood in the chest. This will be the target chest for the HV solars. Alright, block placement, fiber placement. Block placement, fiber placement. Block placement, fiber placement. And you can see the counter ticking away here. Everything seems to be doing fine. My batteries have no problem whatsoever because they have so much built up energy, and yeah, barely anything they actually move. Okay, the real test is about to show up. Let's stay on one of those. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or basically 10, goes backwards, changes direction, and goes to the other direction. Again, let's see that they got 10, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so the algorithm works, just need to be changed to be 10. I guess, yeah, I did change it to 9 here. I guess my counting was wrong. Alright, so again, let's make sure, let's see it doing one other trip. Come on. And I will quickly explain the logic in case you guys have missed it in my red power quarry, or have forgotten, or just want a reminder. Yeah, there we go, it works. Or just missed my previous episode. Alright, so let's break this. Let's stop the process, turn this counter off. Okay, so let's first, let's reset position. It's gonna need to go one block towards there. So I'm gonna try and quickly turn it on and off with a lever. I have one on me, that's nice. Okay, turn it off before the signal came back, so it's fine. So it's in the right position on this axis. Let's break everything. Okay, so everything is broken. You can just replace the glass fiber cables here. This is empty, of course, and let's reset the position. So we need to go forward twice. So this one actually just, oh whoops, wrong one. This one. So it needs to go 4 times now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's in the restart position, the first area. Let's replace the counter. So previously it was 9, 1, 9. It needs to be 10, 1, 10. And there we go, it works. Alright, so this officially works. Can just reset this, and we can give it an official start with, actually, oh wait, it's placing wood. No, stop. Okay, need to go forward, need to go backwards once or twice. So 1, 2. My bad, forgot the wood there. Let's remove that wood. Okay, it's removed. I need to reset the counter again. Okay, so 10, 1, 10. This should have no wood. This is empty. And we can officially start it by placing the first HV here and let the counter start counting. I'm gonna go for every 10 seconds, not every 5, to minimize the strain on the server. Although a timer is barely anything, but still. Okay, so let me explain what's going on. This will be my output HV solar arrays chest. I'm gonna replace, actually, you know what, let me do it right now. I'm going to replace, I should have 2 spare ender chests, which are pink, pink, pink. Apparently I don't, so let's just make new ones. Okay, so I'm gonna make 2 ender chests. I'm gonna go for the pink, pink, pink design. However, it's gonna be quite different than the usual one. So the initial one will be pink, pink, pink. However, I'm gonna modify them. I don't want them to be on the same colored network of the UV emitter, so I'm gonna apply a coloring to them. Since solar panels use the sun, and the sun is yellow, let's find some dandelion yellow. Should have 2, right? Actually, just need 1 of those flowers. And apply the yellow color to the rightmost block. So it's going to be pink, pink, yellow, and pink, pink, yellow. Those 2 chests are on the same network, but that network is different from the other networks. Every ender chest network has its own color coding with 3 colors. I like, for now, still using only the same colored coding because it's easier to create it. When you pick a wool color, it will always go for 3 of the same color codes, so it's actually a lot more convenient to build. So let's quickly get rid of all the spare materials. We can get some more fiber cables that I have lying around, or I don't have any fiber cables lying around. Simply going to detach this chest right here. This contains all sorts of random building materials stuff, and simply connect the filter right here to this chest. There you go. And just replace the chest here with this chest. I think it just picked up. Oh well, okay. Okay, so this timer counts every 10 seconds and goes for a tick. If there is an HV panel in the chest, it will pull it out, go through the item detector. The item detector will place it in the deployer. This deployer is going to be filled up with glass fiber cables. Let's place all the spare ones that I have. And remember, this doesn't need to be pretty much automated. I can do it if I really want to go for maximum conveniency, but this is not a must. So this has glass fiber cables, and every time an item, the HV, goes through the detector, it takes this deployer through this redstone frubes network. So both of them ticked at the same time, placing the panel and the fiber cable, basically connecting it to the rest of the system. And at the same time, it sends the redstone signal. Now here is where the logic begins. So the redstone signal goes into this counter. This counter counts to 10. Right now it counts to, it's at the count of 2. It's not 1, it's 2, because it's already placed 1 and send the redstone signal. At the same time, it's gonna send a white cabled signal. That white cabled signal is gonna travel to 2 locations. This here and this here. Those are repeaters sending a delayed signal on purpose, because I want first to place the panel and only a split second afterwards take care of the actual logic. You can see those 2 repeaters go into 2 AND gates. Those 2 AND gates, at the moment, this one has only 1 good state, but 2 bad ones, so that white signal won't be enough. However, this one is only waiting for 1 good signal, because it's already got 1 here and 1 here, so that's good. And this is happening because of this toggle switch. I'm going to get right back to that toggle switch. So the moment the white signal comes in, a split second after the solar panel is placed, it's going to tick this AND gate. That AND gate is going to send the signal on the magenta wire. And that magenta wire is going to trigger this inch-ROM drive, moving the entire contraption 1 block there. When this counter finally reaches the count of 10, basically this is going to repeat it until the counter here is going to reach the count of 10. When it reaches the count of 10, It's going to go through this non-inverted cell, first toggling this toggle switch, meaning that AND gate is now rendered useless, and this now everything transfers to this AND gate, so meaning that any signal will move it over there. However, there is a trick. Those two AND gates have this NOR gate here, which at the moment applies a 1, or logical true. So for now it works. However, if at the same time this counter reaches 10, there is a signal here, first resetting the counter, but second, it's also going to trigger those state cells. Now, state cells are a very interesting type of gate, which were extremely useful for this logical contraption and also my red power core logical contraption. They actually solved a big problem. The moment they receive a signal from here, this red power signal is going to be triggered on. Now, the moment this power signal is triggered on, this AND gate will be locked from here, meaning it will be disabling moving either left or right. And actually should be explaining this on here, because after this reaches 10, this AND gate will be the one at play. So the signal here will be, actually it will first be locking it directly. The signal will be locking this NOR gate directly. And after going to this buffer gate, which acts very similarly to a pulse former, however, pulse former go only to one direction forward. Goes from here to here. The buffer gate interacts with all directions. This is simply a convenient method so I can make a corner and 90 degrees turn. This is going to trigger the redstone signal and going to lock it in place. And it's going to be locked in place until the timer runs out, which runs on 2 seconds, but also as long as the orange wire is turned on, the timer won't even start. So this basically is kind of a backdoor, it's kind of a safeguard, full fail-safe system to make sure that my motors won't try move at the same time that another motor tries to move. And if you followed my red power quarry saga, you know that I had a lot of problems with the quarry being updated at the wrong time, causing everything to get messed up. However, those state cells saved me because they basically lock everything out of place. So after those are being locked, I'm also going to send an orange signal. Remember, this is happening when I'm reaching the count of 10, meaning I completed the line. So the count of 10 will send an orange signal, which also will trigger going over there. So go one back, and then the other AND gate is triggered, so the sequence starts again towards the other direction. There you go, there you have it. It's kind of, it may look daunting and scary, but trust me that it isn't really that complicated. And also remember, this is episode 90. Every 10th episode I'm going to supply you guys a download, and this time it won't be any different. You guys can expect the download link at the description below, so you guys can look at it more closely if you so desire. Now, I'm still going to be placing some half-made panels. Kind of, you can see I'm using that stretch of line right over here. Still goes to the same network. I like placing those half-made solar panels, so while making the next HV, you know, it still collects a little bit more energy. Now I'm going to use the same chunk loader that I'm using here for the time being, until I get to the point where I actually need anything larger. I think I'm gonna actually get that taken care of. So this will last at least 44 rows, even 5. Every row basically is 10 solar panels, so that seems like 8, more like 8. So pretty much only after 80 solar panels I'm going to either make that chunk loader larger or get another one. But until then I'm pretty much safe. So yeah, obviously the episode isn't ended yet, but I'm pretty happy with the fact that only 10 episodes after creating the original factory, I actually expected to be 20. This is now fully complete. This is a project I've been quite scared of to create before beginning it, but quite surprised that it's fully working. Obviously, it may not be working at the moment, but that's because of my low UU matter product rate. The moment my mass fabricators start generating a lot more UU matter, thanks to having a lot more energy, thanks to having more HV solar arrays, it's going to be looking faster. I think at the moment if I leave it completely alone, it's going to be generating the next HV in, I don't know, like 10 or 20 hours. I'm not joking. It's going to take a long time. But every here and then, I come here and dump some iron ingots and some resin and some stuff to kind of give it a small kick, start it. And whenever I do that, even though other buffers needs to be refilled again, such as already having a full copper buffer suddenly needs to be filled up again, at least I now generate more energy, so more UU matter over time. And there you go, project completed. Awesome. Okay, so after all this mumbling, we can finally get back to bees. I started creating a second aviary because I can, and I'd like to, instead of switching between industrious queens and royal jelly queens, or in the imperial queens, I like, having kind of a solid states where I'm going to have two aviaries, one for the industrious, one for the imperial. So I'm always going to have a steady income of pollen, a steady income of royal jelly. So started creating this. It kind of takes a while. Obviously, since I'm running it only on one carpenter, there is simply a limit to how much energy it can accept. So it's taking a while, but I'm no hurry. Alright, so let's see how my sinister bees are doing. Can I actually start working towards the next strain of bees? Let's see. Okay, so I got already 4 sinister drones. As I've said previously, I continued producing them off screen. So I got myself 8 drones and 2 princesses. However, now that I think about it, I remember that I have a problem. This is a problem that unfortunately I cannot demonstrate, because when I demonstrate it, it will crash. Every time that I try to open my indexer, my game crashes, and it's happened a lot lately. And every time it happens is when I didn't empty out my indexer for quite some time. So, you know what? I'm gonna finish the episode, or at least start finishing the episode by doing this. I need to find a way to not get filled up on so many bees so much. Right now, I cannot access my indexer, my game will crash, and this is a problem. So the first thing I'm gonna do is obviously fix that. I cannot play like this. There is a simple solution. It's kind of a very brute force solution, but it's a solution. Very simply, I'm gonna break the indexer. A lot of bees are gonna be spilled out, and then it takes care of itself. This is also why I made a second indexer. So this way, when I break this indexer, I can pick up the block again. And otherwise, if I don't have that, I cannot pick up the block, and then I'm kind of stuck with a lot of bees on the ground without being able to pick up an indexer. So the reason why I'm doing this, you may find it odd that I just had a problem of a ton of bees, and I fixed it by breaking it and then by inserting all those bees again. So isn't that stupid? It kind of is when you think about it. However, the indexer doesn't exactly work the way you might expect it to. The indexer, for some reason, basically the entire inventory of the indexer is kind of unusual. The fact that it's expanding the more you place in it. So I guess pretty much every time you reach the limit, then when it crashes. Sometimes bees, obviously the drones sometimes stack. But sometimes they don't stack, but sometimes when they should stack, they still don't stack. And this is what's happening here. A lot of bees didn't stack for some reason, but whenever I manually place them inside, then everything that should have stacked is now being stacked, and then I don't have as many inventory spaces as I had previously, which is causing a problem. So this is why I fix it. This is how I fix it. However, this is still only the crush preventing problem. I still haven't fixed the actual thing that's causing it, which I'm about to once I'm gonna be done here. So let me complete doing this funny process, and I'll be right back. Okay, so all the bees are back. You guys may not notice it, but actually the FPS issues that I had before are now a lot less worse, but still I need to fix the problem. And the way I'm going to fix it is kind of simple when you think about it. I'm gonna finally use the apiarist pipes to their higher extent, still not to the maximum capacity or ability, but still a lot more than I'm using them right now. 5 diamond bees should be enough. I'm gonna, of course, need also 10 propolis. I'm also getting a new type of wax because, yeah, I just processed those new combs. And I may have a problem here. Actually, no, it seems to be fine. It's right on the edge of needing another barrel, but not there yet. Right, so 10 propolis. And let's create it. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly remove this. This can be removed, I don't need it anymore. Quickly gonna remove this. I may lose some items in the process, but I don't really mind. So I'm gonna need 5 pipes, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's place it on the topmost area, or let's make it look a little bit nicer. Let's do it like, let's have it like this. So it can be easily expanded upon in the future. And it may actually get to that point, so let's place it 2 blocks above. This will be the B network. It will be receiving only. Set. And right here we're gonna have those 5 apiarist pipes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And I'm getting all those bees peeled out at the moment. I'm gonna need iron pipes. I'm gonna need a couple of iron pipes. 8 should do it. And let's get some normal pipes, stone pipes. Let's get golden pipes. I like them more. Probably gonna need more. Let's just get a stack of those. Okay. So yeah, I'm getting some spillage here. That's fine. That's not a problem. There's now going to be some modification. So this is the way it's going to work. All those pipes are going to be iron pipes. And they're going to be looking like this. Which bees do I not need? Okay, so let's see. I could use forest. I don't need meadows anymore, right? I don't need meadows. So let's configure this pipe. Where is my crescent hammer? Let's configure the first pipe to, for the red section, send any bees. Let's first also configure that on the black slot, send any items. All right, so on the black slot, I'm sending any items. So all the propolis is already going to be, not the propolis, but the combs is already going. I'm not taking care of combs. Combs are going to be processed no matter what. But everything else, so let's say all the red stuff, sorry, all the meadow bees will be going through any bees to the red. I want meadows, right? So let's also set it already in all my next pipes. So all bees, any bees, any bees, any bees, and any bees. I think 5 pipes will do it for now. I may need more in the future, but yeah. Okay, so logically, which bee don't I want here? I want all the bees which I already have too much of to go through the entire filtering process and eventually be milked out to liquid DNA. So meadows, I have too much, they go to the red one. All right. Okay, so let's continue. Common, I have a lot of. Okay, so common also go here. Can actually, I think I can do this. There we go. Can actually start doing this, which is my final plan here, is to eventually start milking all of them into liquid DNA. Some bees have nowhere to go. So this is happening. Okay, so common bees go to the red slot. Any bees go to the red. Why doesn't some... Let's give the test. Okay, let's not give the test. Let's give the test. Let's have a meadow bee. I have too many meadow bees, I don't care about them. Let's quickly reinsert them into the system, see how it behaves. So, place this. This should go... No, okay, it has a problem. I think it's something to do with this. The fact this is 0, this is 1. What happens if I remove this and place this on meadows? Oops. That bee went crazy. Happens again. Okay, let me figure out what's going on. Okay, so my logic was quite off. Actually, the same principle will still apply, but it's slightly different. Let's also rearrange the iron pipes to make yeah, now it makes sense. Okay, so instead of defining which bees I don't want, it actually makes more sense to define which bees I do want. So all the apiarist pipes now accept the red slot as any bee. So yeah, but now it will make more sense to say, okay, but if I get any forest drones, I want them. So forest drones go to any bee which is forest, right? I'm not sure what's the difference between 0 and 1. Let me figure out for a second. Okay, I didn't actually find information, but I can assume that 0 and 1 means probably either active or passive trait. So every bee is either cultivated or cultivated noble or something. So I guess this is it. But actually, while doing this, I actually thought about it again, and logically it will make more sense to decide which bee I don't want. Like when there is an overflow of bee, let's say by default I want all the bees, and only when there is an overflow I want to define which bees I don't want. So let's try to change it a little bit, play with it. So how can I logically make that right? Anyway, I'm gonna want all my items go to the black route, but let's say I want all the bees to go anyway to the black route. Okay. But any bee which is... oh no, it's a problem. Okay, then let's just change the direction. Yeah, let's change the... yeah, let's do this. So let's move this and place it right about here. I'm just thinking for the future that I'm going to simply need more of those pipes. So say place it here, I guess. So this will be again receiving only, the bee network, accept. So let's place those apiarist pipes here. Okay, I'm gonna quickly move everything. Okay, so where's my apiarist pipes? Let's just place them right on the receiving end and start spewing out everything that was built up in here. And there we go, my 5 ones. And those will be gold. In the future they can be changed, so that's the point. All those gold ones can in theory be changed as well. And I'm gonna have my iron pipes here. And a golden network of pipes right here. Let's change the iron configuration, so this will all lead to the same area. Okay, so the blue slots will always accept anything. Anything, no matter what. However, the way apiarist pipes work, they will always, just as I placed it originally in my apiaries, same way, same thing, anything is always the yellow. However, if you have something else more specific, it will have a higher priority. So if I have any bee, for example, for the black slot, any bee which only fits an active of meadows, will go here. So you can see already everything else goes here, but if I throw a meadows bee, it's gonna get collected. The moment it travels here, if it travels here, okay, let's get another one. So throw it in. Now I'm getting it. Get what? Okay. So now you see that when the meadows went in, it actually came here eventually. There you go.
So this now logically means that every type of bit that I don't want, I can simply add it to the network. And let's do it a couple more times so you can understand what I mean. So I do have also a ton of common bees. So just come here, open the configuration one, and say also every common bee, also dump it in here. I don't care about it. And also let's give this one a test as well. Let's pick a common bee. And I want at the same time I can also dump every other bee product or bee that I've been collecting. And a common bee should make its way here. Eventually. Or was it a meadows bee? Which one did I pick? I'd like to test it just to make sure that I'm not mumbling about random things which are simply not correct. Okay, there we go. Here's my common drone. So again, let's do it one last time. So this way, basically, you can understand that this is, in my mind, logically more correct. Only what I define to not want anymore is gonna get thrown instead of defining everything that I do want except for what I don't want. When you think about it, I think it makes sense. I have a ton of cultivated bees. Wow. Can definitely get rid of those. And also, for example, once the first pipe fills up, then I can go for the next pipe. So go for any bee which is cultivated by active, just get rid of it. And there we go. Alright, so as always, this is episode 90, a 10th episode. There will be a download link in the description below. I'm going to get rid of all the extra edges that I've been creating in the past 10 episodes that I've simply been created and dumped them. They simply inflate the Word file, so don't expect to find them anywhere. And yep. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.